What's good, internet world? I do hope all is well with you, whatever part of life you find yourself in. If we're speaking in terms of 3D reality, what part of the planet you find yourself on? I do hope you're finding the magic around you and experiencing it. This message today, I'm going to intend it to be a short one, a quick one. And to begin with, there are just a bunch of questions that has been playing across my psyche to ask the collective. Because now it is my hope that you and I begin to participate in this whole teaching and learning, because ultimately, as I've said, not one person hold all the answers. I'm an internal student of life, so I'm constantly in a state of learning. You teach me, I teach you. Every day, open to learning something new. This is how the fuck I grow. Or I should say, this is how the fuck I continue to grow. Through always putting myself in a position to learn. And when opportunity presents itself, sprinkle a little bit of seeds here and there. The right one will grasp it and utilize it how they see fit. But let us focus on the topic. As I've said, I have a few questions for you. The first one being, when a tree falls in a forest and nobody is around to behold the glory of what is taking place, does that tree make a noise, or does that tree make a sound? That question I came across a while ago, and for a long time I toyed with it within my mind, and I had to arrive at an answer, because it's like, when a tree falls in a forest and nobody is around to hear it fall, does it make a sound? Stuff like that I like my mind to play with, because in one instant it does, in another it doesn't. So I'm sitting there like, well, what is the answer? Like, I love shit like that. But ultimately I arrived at my answer. But for you guys, if this is your first time hearing that question, if you would humor me, just go ahead and put your answers below. Comment it and let's have a little bit of a discussion, because now I guess I would like to start engaging the audience. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to hear the tree falls, does it make a sound? That is my first question. My second question is this: what is God? Third question: who is God? Third question: where is God? What, who, where? Those three questions switch the whole end of that whole God to devil. First, what is the devil? Who is the devil? Where is the devil? That's about 7 questions. First question: when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody is around to hear it fall, does it make a sound? Second question: what is God? Third question: who is God? Fourth question: where is God? Fifth question: what is the devil? Sixth question: where is the devil? No, what? Who is the devil? No, what is the devil? Who is the devil? And where is the devil? Seventh question. There's a reason I have taken upon myself to ask you these questions. Now, to have a brief discussion about the answers that I personally arrived at on asking myself these questions, I will share with you this. After however length of time it took me to finally arrive at the answer of the first question, that was, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to hear it fall, does it make a sound? The answer that I arrived at was simply, no, it does not make a sound. You say, why? Well, because there was no awareness present to be aware of the tree falling in order that it may make a sound. So, because there was no awareness present, such an existence did not actually occur. So my answer is simply no. Because for anything to exist within creation, there must be an awareness of it. For the tree to make a sound, an awareness had to be present in order that that sound could be acknowledged through the awareness of that tree falling. Hold on to what I just said, and we are going to take the whole concept off of that tree falling to the whole, what is God? Who is God? Where is God? And then going further, what is the devil? Who is the devil? Where is the devil? It's quite profound, our topic. And for those that don't know me personally, these are the kinds of topic of discussion that intrigues me, that gets the mind gears functioning. It's like we need answers to these questions that nobody wants to engage in. Let's talk about surface level shit that the Godfather has no time to participate in. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about weather. Let's talk about news and what is happening or what we're being told is happening. Let's talk about shit like that. No, that's a waste of my time personally. But if you're talking about this topic that we are engaged in, boy, you got my attention. You got my attention. Forgive me, I'm messing around. Let me get back on topic. So this whole concept, that is, what is God? Who is God? Where is God? And with the whole devil thing. The reason why I asked the question to begin with, when a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound without nobody being present to witness the tree falling, is because of this. Which brings me to the eighth question. If nobody ever spoke about God or the devil, would God and or devil exist? Sit with that question. Just like the tree, no awareness present to witness the tree falling, thereby confirming the sound of the tree falling. If no awareness was present and aware of this whole concept of God and devil, if that awareness was not present, would the whole concept of God and devil exist? Just like the tree, no one present. Just like the whole concept of God, if no one is there to hear this and constantly taking it in day after day, the answer is no. Such a creation would not exist because man is not talking about it. Man is not repeating it daily. Man awareness is not present, thus giving creative energy to the existence of this idea. Because what is God? An idea created by man. Where is God? Within the psyche that is man. Who is God? An entity that they convince themselves that exists outside of them, all powerful. Every day, in some way, shape, or form, society as a whole is being bombarded by this idea that is God, this concept that is God, the idea that is the devil, and the concept that is devil. And then these two opposing entities, these two opposing forces constantly clashing with one another, trying to overcome the other. And man's creative ability is forced to give their attention, and as we're aware, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Man is forced to give his energy to the idea and concept of another, and thus giving it life. Again, the awareness of man is present within that moment, beholding the glory of the idea of God, the idea of devil. Your awareness is there, acknowledging, giving existence, giving life to an idea that was implanted within you. The question is, if your awareness was not present to the idea that somebody is feeding you of a God existing outside of you, would such an idea exist? Would God exist? Would the devil exist? There's a good chance you don't need to go too far deep within your ocean of consciousness within you to arrive at an answer, because how simplistic I have presented this argument, it clearly shows that no, it wouldn't exist, because for anything to exist, an awareness of such a thing, of such an idea, must be present. Why do you think day after day they make it a point and a focus to get you to pay attention to this ideology? Why? Because we need your awareness to become aware of this idea in order that you may create it. And when I say you may create it, what am I referring to? Well, let's pause on everything I just said and come back. Let's slow down for a moment. If within creation, for anything to exist, there must be an awareness present to acknowledge the existence of that thing, that person, place, or thing. And if we are going with the suggestion that the Godfather is suggesting that for God to exist, man's awareness must be present and acknowledge that existence. For the devil to exist, man's awareness must be present to acknowledge that existence. Then in actuality, another question becomes, what really does exist then? You should already have the answer. For anything to exist, awareness must be present. For God to exist, your awareness had to be present. For the devil to exist, your awareness had to be present. For the tree falling in the forest to make a sound, your awareness had to be present to bear witness to it. So now, what really does exist within creation, Unique? Need I answer? The awareness is you. You are the one that has always had to have been presented with the idea, presented with the concept, presented with the philosophy, presented with what is happening within your environment, and thus by you, the awareness, bearing witness to what is happening, you give it life. You, the power, the attention, the energy, the source. You give these ideas life by believing in them, by holding them sacred and true, by acknowledging their existence. You feed your creative energy into them. I wanted to do that in 15 minutes, but god damn it, there's so much to say. See, that's the thing about consciousness. This shit is so fucking deep. To remain at a surface level irks me, because you don't get everything on a surface level. It's like an onion. You remove one layer to get at an inner layer. You remove that layer, there's another layer, and it keeps going and going and going and going. So for me to ever give you information in a restricted amount of time or a set amount of time I don't like it. Because with me, a conversation is like a beautiful symphony. It's a beautiful music. It's a beautiful dialogue that just keeps going. And by it keep going, there is just information that is coming from every dimension. Excuse me. I'm getting off topic, but you don't understand what you're dealing with when it comes to consciousness. Infinite dimension. To break it down in certain length of time is foolishness. And you said, well, Unique, you could keep going because you could, I mean, you could keep talking if you want, but your attention is being solely constructed to now just get information within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. For somebody to hold your attention span for 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes, that person has to be a mastermind. And yes, indeed, I'm capable of doing that. But I did want this message to be short because I just want you to get it in your understanding that for anything to exist, you must first give it life. You, awareness, must be present to bear witness to this creation, this idea, this concept that is being presented to you. And by you receiving this concept, you give it life. I would suggest that indeed you are the source, experiencing life through this vessel within yourself. Suggestion: ignore it, because that's definitely something profound that it requires a great deal of understanding for you to accept. So just take that as whatever you want to take it. For those that are on that level with me, boy, you are aware that you are just simply awareness, bearing witness to every person, place, and thing within creation. Because when you bear witness to it, you acknowledge that it is there. And without you being there, it does not exist. Without your awareness being there to behold this concept that is God, God does not exist. Without your awareness being there to behold this concept that is devil, the devil does not exist. Without your your awareness being there to behold the tree falling and making a sound, that sound does not exist. You was not there. Every day, different parts of the world, people are cutting down trees and whatever wood, but your awareness is not there. So how can you know? You don't know. You just assume. But ultimately, let me not shatter the entirety of your understanding when it comes to the source of creation, because I don't want you to think that the Godfather does not believe in a deity or whatever. When it comes to the whole concept of God, I mean, when we say God, source, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whatever term one uses to label the source of all creation, when it comes to that, my understanding of that is simply this: Something enables me to breathe without my awareness. The only time I'm aware that I am breathing is when I go in that meditative state where I'm focusing on my breath going in and out. That is the only time my awareness is in control of that breathing. So I control it. But 99% of my day, I'm completely oblivious of this act that is taking place with or without my consent. So what does that tell me? Someone somewhere is making this happen. If we took it to another place, internally within this vessel, there are organs, there are mechanisms, there are activities, there are veins, there are blood cells, there are muscles, there are tissues. A bunch of chemical reactions taking place within my vessel that consciousness is completely oblivious of. My consciousness is completely oblivious of. My lungs is functioning without my awareness. My liver is functioning without my awareness. My stomach, my intestines, the acids within the intestine that digest the vessel, the food that I eat, the whole digestive system, all of these things are functioning without my awareness. The immune system functioning without my awareness. Circulatory system, the blood flowing within the vessel, everything functioning without my awareness. What does that tell me? Something, someone, somewhere is making these things happen. Is this something, someone, somewhere outside of me? Well, from my own personal experience, I've come to realize that fuck no, it ain't outside of me. This something, someone, somewhere is within me. This concept that man has labeled as God and told you it is outside of you, for me, such a concept is so childish that I don't even entertain it anymore. Every day when I wake up and I go to the mirror and I look in the mirror, I'm staring at that idea that is God. Because that is the only clear existence that has been with me since I became aware of self. Since, childhood, man. Since childhood. And when I say since childhood, I'm referring to who has been with you since the moment you was born. Who has been with you since the moment you step out your mother's womb? Who was, or better yet, who was with you in the womb? Who constructed you while you was in the fucking womb? Who pieced you together one cell at a time, one atom at a time, one piece of you, one finger, one nail, one feet, one hair at a time? Who was aware of you? Someone, something, somewhere. Who guided you out of the womb? Who pulled you out of the womb? Who gave you your first breath? That, brothers and sisters, is my idea of this source. The one that makes me breathe without my awareness. The one that maintains the physical body, that gives it its health, that keeps the internal organs functioning accurately. That is my awareness of what a God is, or what my God is. It is not a specific person. It is not a specific place. It is not a specific thing. It is not a book. It is everywhere and nowhere. It is everything and nothing. And as I've said in a lot of my videos, the idea to place such an expanded awareness of consciousness into a person, a place, a thing, a book, limits the expression of such a consciousness, and I cannot do that. So when we talk of God, the Godfather is aware that there is indeed a source that controls everything within creation, that maintains the flow of creation, that oversees all of creation. I'm aware of that. I'm not going to take that away from you, because I'm aware that It exists. Not only am I aware, as I've said, me and this energy, we have our own personal relationship. You, the viewer, have it within you to have your own personal relationship with this source. You can become so close to it that I'm telling you, when you look in the mirror, you are looking at it and it is looking at you. You can become so close to it that it communicates with you through everything and nothing. But because you're restricted and limited by the concept that man or somebody created their ideology and handed it to you, you don't think such a reality is possible. Which is why this video has been brought to your awareness. If you are not present to hear every day this idea of God, this name of God, this idea of the devil, and this name of the devil, would they exist? No. What would exist when you are not there to listen to this whole idea of God, the existence of a God outside of you, the existence of a devil inside of you? What does exist? What remains? You. No matter where you go, no matter what you're hearing, no matter what you're aware of, one thing remains constant: you. Always and forever, you. You're there, you're present, you wake up, you see yourself, you go to sleep. No, I don't know. For some of you, I don't know if you're aware of your dream state, because for me personally, my dream reality is so vivid that on some real shit, every time I go to sleep, it's like I go to a bunch of different realities, and it's like I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep. And then when I wake up, in this reality, it's like I'm never asleep, bro. Awesome. Some of the shit I see, interesting. But the point still stands is like, bro, no matter whatever it is you experience, you go through, whatever shit you're taking in daily, the concept that is you still remain. The idea that is you still remain. You're always present with yourself. So if you cannot believe in anything within this world, why not believe in you? Why not believe that you are the source? Why not believe that you can overcome anything? Why not believe you can make a way where there's no way? Why not believe in you? Period. And fuck everything else. You much rather believe in a God that punishes you if you do not honor his or her wishes, sends you to hell? You must rather believe in a devil that is constantly plaguing you with a bunch of bullshit, disturbing your peace? And you don't want to believe in yourself that you have control over both God and devil, able to use both energy at any given moment in time, where in one instant you could be this divine, unconditional, loving being, this sublime being. In the next instant you are a complete destroyer, where it's like, man, fuck all that shit. And it's on you, depending on the person, place, or thing, because there are some people where you need to be a devil when dealing with them, and there are some people where you need to be God when dealing with them. It all depends on what they're bringing to you. As I've said, love is not being a pushover. Love is sometimes standing the fuck up and saying no. I cannot allow this to go on, because by me allowing this to go on, what am I teaching you, the abuser? And what am I teaching myself? Love sometimes means standing up for yourself. Love sometimes means saying fuck out of my face with that dumbass shit. But a lot of us, we've gotten this idea of love all fucked up and twisted, thinking that love means being a pushover, standing there and letting people abuse you, take advantage of you, and just run all over you, and you sit there and you take it and you turn the other cheek. That's part of that whole someone feeding you their philosophy on life, on what is right and what is wrong. Again, your awareness present, thereby acknowledging it and giving it life. But now take away your awareness and place that awareness on you. You begin to see the whole world differently. You begin to understand love differently. You begin to understand the concept of God and devil completely differently, because now your awareness is not giving life to someone else's idea. Now your awareness is giving life to your own existence. And thus, you can function however way you choose. If you could hear that, pay that no mind. But I'm going to go ahead and end that here. Just something for you to think about on this day, in this moment. Many things that people are talking about within this reality, that they have talked about within this reality, all of them only existed because your attention was captivated, and by your attention being captivated, your energy flowed to those ideas and concepts, and you give it life by accepting it and believing it, and it manifested in your reality. The purpose for the Godfather being in this remaining in this reality currently is simply as followed. All my life, I have felt as though something was off with the people, places, and things I found myself around. It's like they're just in this sleep state, doing shit that goes against themselves every day, the same action being repeated and expecting a different outcome. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, you want better, but you're making the same decision that you made yesterday, expecting to get a different result. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? You say, I'm sitting here telling you, if you want a different outcome, you must make new decisions. You must you must take in different datas. You must do things differently to get a different outcome. And you sitting there like I'm speaking a different language to you. Because I'm telling you, if you want something different, you must think differently. You cannot solve a problem using the same mind that created the problem. If you want something different, you must gain new information. And so the purpose for remaining here now is to just provide these new information. Again, you, the awareness being present, the Godfather comes from a different angle. I don't believe I know what is right for your life, because I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know what core belief you have within yourself that is keeping you stagnant in that same pattern that you have found yourself in, repeating after one life cycle to another life cycle to another life cycle. The only thing the Godfather can do for you is simply suggest. I only suggest. If you feel that the things that I say resonate with your spirit, then by all means, take the necessary actions, make the necessary steps, do what you got to do, apply these messages, and see what happens. For me personally, everything that I talk about, it is applied in my life. I don't talk about shit that I am not doing in my life. At some point, my awareness was present on that whole concept that is God and that is devil. And to a certain degree, it still is. But when I took my focus off of that whole concept someone else was feeding me and decided to get to know what is God for myself, who is God for myself, I saw myself. Did you get that? I saw myself. I didn't see nobody else. The guilt, the shame, the idea that someone died for my sins, the idea that I was born in sin and I can never get out of sin, the idea that someone is constantly watching and judging everything I do, all this shit just fell away because it was ridiculous. And I was set free. Now I'm free to make my own decision and live on my own terms and do what the fuck I wanted to do, judging myself Taking that whole idea that someone outside of me would judge me. Nigga, I judge me. If I went out right now and went on a killing spree, I judge me. The society can't judge me. If I went out right now and did all the most fucked up shit in the reality, I gotta live with that. I gotta look at the man in the mirror and deal with him like, yo, are you happy with what you did? Are you proud of yourself? And ultimately the answer is, well, no. Because that ain't who I am. I judge me daily. I look at my actions, my thoughts, and my words. I look at them. Nigga, is this in alignment with who you is? And if the answer is no, we instantly make modification, because now we're not looking at somebody to tell me what is right and what is wrong. I know what is right and what is wrong for me. I suggest these things to you. Heed it, ignore it. It makes no difference to the Godfather. Personally, everywhere I go, every fucking thing I do, someone is watching, someone is mimicking it, someone is fucking copying it. Y'all disturb me with that whole envious energy that I feel when I come around people. So to make my life easy, nigga, here's the blueprint. I'm gonna give you everything now, but at the end of the day, I could literally give you everything and you still won't fucking be me. Because we're all built uniquely. That's why your boy go by unique, because I own my uniqueness. I'm one of a kind. There is not another motherfucker out in this world that is like me. A lot of motherfuckers try to be like me, talk like me, act like me, dress like me, but you ain't never gonna be me. So on some real shit, the only thing you could do, I posted a message not long ago giving you advice. Focus on yourself. Focus on the motherfucker you go to sleep with and you wake up with. Stay in your own fucking lane. Focus on what you're doing. If you looking at videos like this to gain inspiration, and that should be the sole purpose. I look at that nigga right there. He looked like he know what he got. He looked like he know what the fuck he got going on. Let me hear what he got to say. Let me see what suggestion, what ideas I could get from him to better my life. That should be the reason for watching me. Watching me to fucking compete to whatever reason that some of y'all disgusting motherfuckers out there watching me for, because I know there's a bunch of haters that's just out there like, I don't like the nigga, but I love the nigga, but I hate the nigga, because that's the kind of shit I deal with. Like, niggas hate the fact that they love you. That's weird, I know. You hate me because you love me. Not my problem, but bro, grow the fuck up. Get on your shit. Get in your lane. Focus on your path. Strive to be the best version of you. Stop allowing other people to poison your awareness with their ideas, and because your attention is captivated, your energy is going to it and you're giving it life. Your awareness has to be present for anything to exist within creation, so stop with this dumbass shit. Alright? Have a great day.